My Lords, I return to two questions asked by the Noble Lord, Lord Bassam of Brighton, about the percentage of the funding going to women's sport and what the Noble Lady the Minister considers to be the appropriate percentage. I understand that the Noble Lady may not have the answer now, but perhaps she would be able to write to us later. But in responding to that question, she did say, and I quote, "The criteria are identical for men's and women's sports." Would the Noble Lady the Minister agree with me that equality does not equal equity, particularly when you consider the starting position of women's sport, with grassroots participation 4 percentage points lower than for men, and a long history, whether we take the Football Association actively repressing women's football, we think of the Olympics movement who refused to allow women to participate in marathons and longer races for many years, or indeed the attitudes of the broadcasters, as the Noble Lord Landell of Uxbridge just referred to. Really, does the Noble Lady the Minister think there should not be a bias towards women's sport to deal with historic disadvantage?
I think the Noble Lady is perhaps conflating two things. This package is very specifically for those sports clubs that are in real financial difficulty, and that's the same whether it's a women's sport or a man's sport. This is not about trying to level the playing field between men's sports and women's sports. She makes entirely valid points about the wider context for women's sport, and I hope she would acknowledge that progress has been made, and we're very determined to make further progress. But this specific package is about ensuring the survival of clubs, and in that regard, women's sport is on an equal footing to men's.